United had a high-speed abort, low-speed abort. They just aborted. And there's video that Doug has, and people are...
What was it? Do you know what kind of airplane was it?
Airbus.
Oh.
The engine's on fire, and we're videoing it.
Yeah.
Videoing ourselves and then videoing it. We're selfie and making sure our facial expressions captured in the moment.
Where was this?
Houston, IAH.
Oh.
But the big thing is the people coming off with their bags.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, dude, that's not good.
They should be fined. Every single person that carries a bag through an evacuation should get a call from the FAA.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's some no kidding, life-threatening, gotta have it medication in that bag. Like, dude,
even then, they'll get it for you.
There was one. This lady, she must have had 3 bags, and she's coming down the slide.
Yeah. Dude, if the person in front of me is carrying bags and I'm behind them and they're in my way, they're probably going to get knocked out with them bags. Yeah. Sorry.
Is that in this video?
That might be the medication talking. So,
if there is, I can't find it.
Yeah. I like the one guy standing up looking out the window like, do they need my help?
It looks like flames for sure out there.
Yeah, that's the dad of the group. He's like, I think I can probably fix it. If we just go to the hardware store, I can probably get them a couple of flat washers that'll fix that right up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks like we're poking fun here, but it looks like people were reasonably respectful and exited in a reasonable manner. I mean, so what's really happening, right? They had a reason to abort the takeoff. They did probably tower or something told them they had a fire. So they roll the trucks.
The cockpit that goes.
Well, the alarms, right? Or tower or somebody. Anyways, they abort. And then, the captain, he's got some decisions to make. Does he evacuate the airplane? What side do they evacuate on, right? So that's why he's waiting for the fire trucks to get there just to ensure what is going on outside his airplane. Because,
do they say that?
What?
You train like that?
What do you mean?
I've never seen them say what side. They just say this is the captain and it's up to the flight attendant to decide.
Yeah. As far as the comms he makes, they don't say what side. But in the cockpit, right? Oh. So you're waiting for the trucks to roll up. And they, the trucks will tell you, hey, right engine's burning. And then that way the captain, if he needs to be, can direct the evacuation or, hey, remain seated. So there's procedures going on that take a little bit of time, but they take that little bit of extra time just to ensure they make the right decision instead of evacuating a bunch of people into flames or if there's no need to evacuate, right? It's because there are things that happens with airplanes that can be very controllable, but maybe to a person who's not in aviation might deem that a little more serious. I don't know. What do you think, Mover?
Kudos to the United crew that safely stopped the aircraft.
Yep.
That's something we train to, but it's never something that's normal. That's why they're called non-normals. So great job to them. I mean, it's always non-standard. Their training kicked in. They did what they needed to do. They ordered the evacuation. Kudos to the flight attendants for doing the best that they could with the idiots they had, because people are just stupid. I don't know. We've made it too accessible. There's too many people that are dumb flying. We need to get the smart people back. Everybody needs to wear a suit. I don't know what it's going to take, but what it's going to take is somebody actually dying. Because you remember, Gonky, was it also Asiana that hit the Japanese Coast Guard aircraft, the 787?
That's right. Landed on it.
Yeah. And the thing was fully engulfed, but nobody except that Coast Guard aircraft perished because they had such an efficient evacuation.
They're very disciplined culture.
Very disciplined culture.
Yes.
We need that. We need discipline when it comes to stuff like this, because as we saw more famously, the Chicago 767 that caught on fire and everybody's jumping with their rollerboards. And, that's the first time I'd really seen something like this. But it is amazing to me that people will just value property over their fellow human and their own lives. I mean, the life you save may be your own. So, but I do emphasize that the crew did a great job. And this is what we train to when we go to the sims. That's one of the common ones. Hey, engine fire on takeoff prior to V1. Let's rejected takeoff. And I got to tell you, I don't know, Gonky. I don't know what the speed was. I don't know if we saw or not, but I've done them in the 7.8 because I was FO pairing, so I had to do the captain stuff too. And dude, you can get sporty with these airliners, especially slow speed, high thrust.
Oh yeah.
Where because one engine will just take you. It just wants to, go. So it's not easily controllable. So great job to them keeping it, on center line, stopped, getting the stop the people, stop the plane, stop the people, order the evacuation. Everybody got off safely. Firefighters were on scene immediately. Like, look how fast they were there. So, good job all the way around.
Do you feel you got any experience doing any aborts with people on board?
No. Thank God, no.
Yeah, I thank God haven't had to do it in real life, but I imagine it's almost like herding cats sometimes.
Well, and that's so, Gonky, you guys probably talk about this evacuation duties, right? So once you get everything stopped, it's the FO's job to be first down the slide.
First off, baby.
Yeah, first off to help with the evacuation. With a wide body, it changes because now you got up to 4 pilots, so captain's usually last, going down the aisle, making sure everybody got off, and the FO, or if the captain decides one of the FBs or FCs, might get off first. But that first officer's out there trying to help redirect people from the wreckage.
Yeah, and really a lot of people forget. The flight attendants are on the airplane not to give you a cold drink and a warm bag of nuts. They're there for your
bubbles
safety.
In the back. Is it Bubbles?
But Bubbles back there. She's not just a pretty face, right? So, the whole point of the flight attendants are for your safety, So like if they're, if you're on an airplane and they're telling you things, it's for your own good. A lot of it's driven by regulation or company policy and procedure, which is usually driven by safety. And all these accidents that we've been talking about for the last hour, 45 minutes or so, all these lessons that we learned, they implement those lessons learned into our procedures and our training.
Yep.
Written in blood. So it's always irritating to see people blatantly disregard that, thinking they know better, because at the end of the day, no, you don't. Sorry. Right. I always say, man, let the trained professionals do their thing. You can have an opinion, you can have your own take on things, but dude, like at the end of the day, let the professionals do their job. It will save lives.